married or single, we all get lonely from time to time. But the loneliness I felt immediately after my divorce was horrible. It was deeper and more persistent. The only thing that kept me sane was being plugged in to my church, my family, and my friends. Hey, this is Todd. Welcome to the Thrive Singles Podcast. Whether you're single again or still single, stop hating being single and learn to thrive. And welcome back to the first Thrive Singles podcast of the new year. I took an unscheduled break last week to ring in the new year with a little thoughtful contemplation, but I'm back this week and can't wait to share these thoughts with you. I want to talk to you about the power of getting plugged in. First off, I want to say that at least some amount of loneliness is inevitable, and some periods of loneliness are actually beneficial. I'm not here to say that loneliness should be avoided at all cost. I'm also not saying that marriage is a cure-all for loneliness. Many married people are lonely and feel disconnected from their spouse. In fact, thinking that marriage will be a magic bullet for loneliness is an unrealistic expectation that will set you up for disappointment. Also, being in a bad marriage can be lonely. The waning years of my marriage, that period where my wife started distancing herself from me, was very lonely at times. But what I want to address this week is the go to bed alone, wake up alone, God, I need a hug, persistent loneliness you feel as a single person. And I think the best way to deal with that loneliness is to make some connections. Get plugged in with people and groups. Since I speak from a Christian perspective, I'm going to assume that my speaking about chastity, purity, and marriage has scared off most of the non-believers and that most of you here with me this week are Christians. So I feel very comfortable telling you that one of the things that I got right as a single was that I was connected to a great church. And here I'd like to give a shout out to two sisters from my home church, Cindy and Laura. Cindy does it right and gets involved with whatever's going on at church. And Laura has gotten plugged in to the home group we attend. She even stepped out and shared her story with us one Friday night. And I'm sure those ladies still get lonely at times, and I know they get tired of being single, but I'm also sure they'll be all right because they're doing the right things and getting connected. And the body of Christ is a great thing to be a part of. There's brotherhood and sisterhood here. There's belonging. My church brothers and sisters played a huge role in my recovering from a divorce and my thriving as a single. God designed us to be in relationship with each other, to be interconnected, and take turns mentoring and encouraging, and being mentored and encouraged. And if perchance you're listening to this and are not a Christian, consider this. Being in right relationship with your Creator brings a powerful ally into play on your behalf. Plus, He's a constant companion, so you're never really totally alone. You could also get plugged into a civic group or a ministry team at your church. It's hard to feel lonely when you're among people pulling toward a common goal. Working together brings a sense of camaraderie with it that links people together. When you're working in the trenches with people, you can't help but bond together. Plus, being part of a team doing something worthwhile is good for your psyche. Besides the camaraderie, it brings with it a positive energy and a feeling of accomplishment. Another way to beat loneliness is to plug into a group of people who share your interests. Whatever your interests may be, you can probably find a group, local or online, that you can connect with. The woman I'm now married to joined a bicycling group in her single years. So what are you interested in? Painting, gardening, bowling, photography, cooking, running, canoeing, rock climbing? Whatever it is, there are people around you and online who enjoy it too, and they've coalesced into groups centered on that interest. So find them, link up with them. Here's something else to do when you're lonely. Unless they're totally dysfunctional, get more plugged in with your family. A lot of us are blessed to still have a mother or father alive. They won't be with us forever, so strengthen those family ties. Maybe you have brothers or sisters you can connect with. Maybe you have children you need to spend more time with, or some of you grandchildren. Whatever family you have that encourages you and cares about you, get closer to them. Strengthen those ties. If you choose your friends wisely, they'll pay dividends when you need them the most. Get plugged into a group of friends who care for and encourage each other. And don't just take from your friends. Give generously. Be a blessing to them any way you can. Then be amazed as it comes back to you in your time of need. Married friends are great. You should have some happily married friends. That'll give you hope for the future and a glimpse into what a healthy relationship looks like. But nobody understands what you're going through like other single people. Plug into some healthy, thriving single friends. Don't look for people to commiserate with. Look for people you can learn from, people who are doing it right and enjoying their life as a single person. And this isn't limited to singles. It could also include groups of singles. And I know there's some singles groups that are like creepy and dysfunctional, so just stay away from those. But if you look around, you just might find a healthy, thriving singles group. These can be incredibly valuable. That's something else I got right as a single. I was blessed to be plugged in with a great singles group. Being part of that helped me to grow and thrive as a single person. But on the other hand, let me add one little bit of balance here. Yes, get plugged in with people and groups, like I just said. But don't lean too heavily on any one person or group. Don't appoint one person to be your constant go-to source for all your emotional needs. You'll wear them out. Plus, diversity is good. Different people and different groups will have slightly different ways of dealing with things. You can learn more from connecting with more and more diverse groups and people. Also, if you only connect to the same person or same group all the time, your world shrinks and your opportunities are limited. If you're interested in finding a spouse, you might need to venture out from your besties and widen your circle from time to time. Just don't forget to touch base and maintain those relationships. They're valuable. Now, by no means am I saying that these things are a magic bullet or a cure-all. I did my best to do these things, but I still went home to an empty house, an empty bed, and that got old at times. But these things did help me learn to thrive as a single person. It's good and healthy to connect and get plugged in. And it goes a long way toward combating the loneliness that can be so pervasive in singles. So, till next time, look for people and groups with whom you can get plugged in. And as always, till next time, thrive on. I hope you enjoyed this week's podcast. See you next week. Till then, be sure to subscribe and go check out my extensive archive of past posts at thrivesingles.com. And thrive on.
Whoa, thrive. Yeah, come alive. There's more to life. You gotta grow, you gotta thrive. Whoa, whoa, you gotta thrive. There's more to life than to just survive. You gotta grow, you gotta